Becky Lynch drags Rhea Ripley for all the thoughty things Mami's been doing. Bianca joins the battle against Damage CTRL with Jade Cargill arriving in SmackDown soon. Do we smell a 6-women tag match at Mania? Mercedes Moné gets spicy quick coming for Willow Nightingale. Skye Blue impresses in a brutal women's street fight match, and Ash by Elegance has her first TNA opponent locked in. Welcome to the Ring Bell. This is DS, and this is your Women's Wrestling Weekly. Check out our amazing Natalia interview. If you haven't yet, we have tons more interviews to come out, so get that subscription going. We got so much to talk about today. Let's jump right into SmackDown. Okay, so a lot happened on SmackDown, and I love it. So we first see Bayley coming out to thank Naomi, being like, "Hey sis,
hey sister,"
about helping out last week. Naomi, by the way, looks so good in that racing girl / her Melina fire gear. It looked so freaking fierce. And then Bianca comes in and she just like drags Bayley, saying that she deserves everything that's happening to her right now after all she's done to her for years. And I'm like, honestly, T. There was no one lie detected from Bianca here. Her anger, her disdain for Bayley after all Bayley's done with Damage CTRL for years. Very much reasonable. Anyway, Naomi's a good sis for everyone. Then she pulls Bianca aside and says she understands Bianca's frustration and she has her back, but they need to stick together to fight against Damage CTRL for the greater good. Naomi's character work here, by the way, so freaking good. Whatever she does, she just feels so authentic, so real. I just love her so much. Anyway, so we get Io Sky versus Naomi singles match, and before the match start, we see Io attack Bayley backstage, and then she just like waltz out to face Naomi. She's like, no big deal, that's just my WrestleMania opponent, whatever. And this match, as expected, was so freaking fun. The battle of high flyers, the showstoppers, and I love Naomi's 4-corner combo, finishing with split leg drop from the second rope. That was really cool. She's feeding us with these new stuff. This match just got so freaking good, and Naomi, I feel like she's really back full force here, and after hitting Io with the rope hanging pedigree, she goes for the split-legged moonsault, but Damage CTRL comes out to distract Naomi, and using this opportunity, Io hits Naomi with the over the moonsault for the win, and post-match beatdown, and Asuka Blue missed Naomi, and Naomi just like screams here, and that scream was just everything.
Oh my god, the dreaded.
It's gonna be my favorite screams in WWE along with the Nia Jax one. Bianca Belair then comes out for a save, and she puts on a good fight until the numbers game finally catches up to her. And it was so cute when Naomi was like covering Bianca, stopping Damage CTRL from stomping her. And then yet another segment following this, we see Bianca helping Naomi wash her face from the mist, the toxic mist, with Tiffany just like being a total asshole. And this is actually a cute look for you, Naomi. All in all, very great. We had so many backstage segments to tell the complexity of this relationship, the motivation of both Bianca and Naomi for being involved with this battle against Damage CTRL, the sisterhood that feels so authentic between Naomi and Bianca, and the spectacular match and Damage CTRL being a total menace. And sprinkle in Tiffany being a total heel, top tier storytelling. And yes, it seems like Naomi and Bianca will be going to WrestleMania, which I'm so happy for. That said, the only complaint, the un poco complaint that I have about this thing is Bayley versus Io. Definitely took a back seat for this storyline. Bayley, our Royal Rumble winner, is yet again taking a very much muted role heading into WrestleMania, which is kind of annoying me. And even her babyface work is just so bland compared to how fun and crazy she is as a heel. It's just my pet peeve when babyface turn also means they're just gonna be vanilla out of nowhere. It's just like, oh. Anyway, that's my only complaint, mostly because I have really high hopes for Bayley versus Io Sky match. But overall, I really enjoyed this whole development. I'm very satisfied. And another blockbuster news that just came to SmackDown was Jade Cargill finally announcing that she'll be on SmackDown, with her first appearance being next week right before WrestleMania. So I think we can all kind of speculate that we might be getting Jade Bianca Naomi team up against Damage CTRL match. Oh, the power that match will hold. Well, we'll see how all this pans out. I'm very excited. Fingers crossed. On Raw, we had this like super quick Candice LeRae with Indy Hartwell versus Ivy Nile with Maxine Dupree match, and I kind of was like hoping for some clinic here between the two, especially after Ivy has such a great match with Rhea Ripley before, but this was not that at all. It was just like mostly just storyline purposes. So Candice was just keep throwing Ivy out of the ring and distracting the referee just to have Indy Hartwell do something, help her, attack Ivy or whatever. But Indy is very impressive. She's a good girl, so she won't do that. And then Candice like attacks Maxine out of nowhere that was in the apron and acts like she was attacked by her or she injured her leg or something. And when Ivy was like, cut this bullshit, referee stops her from attacking Candice more, and using this, Candice Candice rolls Ivy up and pick up a win with the feed on the rope. Dirty win. I mean, I liked it. I like that we keep building towards this Candice evil turn and whether Indy will join her or not. So far, she seems a little uncomfortable with it, even though God knows why after what she's gone through with that creepy, sexy, freaking steamy husband. Yeah. Again, wish we could have gotten some good match between the two before the storyline stuff actually happened, especially because Ivy can really use it, but it is what it is. I'll just say it was fine.
Good. Not bad.
And then we got this Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch segment. We start by Rhea Ripley complaining that Becky really should have given her the full attention on her road to WrestleMania, not be distracted by Nia Jax and Liv Morgan. Then Becky comes out to drag her, saying Rhea doesn't even wrestle on Raw anymore, and she just posts her ass for attention, while Becky Lynch is busting her ass to be the best. You know, the ass rhyming there. Rhea then calls Becky a cockroach, very hard to kill, but she won't totally murder Becky at Mania because she needs to sit back at home after losing and listen to her daughter Rue calling Rhea her mommy. And this like pissed off Becky, and she cuts this really emotional, teary-eyed promo about how she's so proud to be a mother and how motherhood and championship isn't a joke to her. And with that, we have this intense face-off until Dom gets in the way, and with Becky landing this huge sucker punch on Dom, it starts a huge brawl with officials coming to break them apart. I gotta give it to both Rhea and Becky. Rhea literally posted on Twitter right before the Chicago show with her hand holding her boobies or something, and she was like doing this stink face this past whole weekend on house shows, which has been going viral on social media. I was like, what is mommy doing here? I guess that was all planned to really feed into this like I'm the hottest shit right now, I don't need to do all that to be on top promo. And Becky's always such a phenomenal storyteller in the ring with the mic, and she really sold her emotions and passion here, so props to both of them for that. Again, I really fully believe that this match will be incredible. They will definitely create a magic, the WrestleMania magic inside the ring. On the other hand though, I also kind of felt kind of bad for both Rhea and Becky because they are really working with the bare minimum they're given. The creative team gave these women zero things to work with, and both Becky and Rhea are just giving it all, just being who they are. I really wish the WWE creative team gave them something like in-depth stories or just anything more creative than this, just like straight up promos from very little men's wrestling I saw so far. The Rock is doing like a freaking 30-minute concert. Cody Rhodes, Bloodline, Usos, Seth Rollins, ultra size mega storyline going on. Sami Zayn doing all the acting in the world, being so sympathetic against Gunther. Like, I don't even watch men's wrestling, but I'm like, oh, that's like a really cool, like complex storytelling, which I'm like really drawn to. But Becky and Rhea here are just carrying this feud just by being themselves. Nothing extra from the creative, no help from there. But still, that said, that was a still heck of a promo, so props to them for that. On NXT, we had Roxanne Perez versus Tatum Paxley match. I say this all the freaking time, but Tatum continues to be so freaking good. Her moves are so bizarre, so weird, perfectly aligns with her character. Roxanne shows a lot of aggressiveness and mean streak here, targeting Tatum's arm, and she finishes Tatum with this beautiful combo of pop Roxanne crossface submission, just beautifully transitioning. Post-match, Roxanne demands to be awarded with the championship she never lost, but Lyra Valkyria, our NXT Women's Champion, who with injured arm, comes out for a brawl, but of course Roxanne like quickly takes care of her, removes her arm sling and puts her in crossface until referee comes out to break them apart. And backstage, Lyra asks Ava, our homeroom teacher of NXT, to make her versus Roxanne Perez at NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver official, which she does. I love this. Roxanne is killing it as a heel. I'm already buying it so much. The match will be so good between her and Lyra, and Tatum continues to add an interesting wrinkle to this whole dynamic. I'm very satisfied. We then had NXT in-ring return of Sol Ruka. Her entrance moves are so cool, so fluid, and she just moves so smoothly. And this match was against Brinley Reese, and this was really fun. It was two with a very similar style, super athletic, speedy, and gymnastic styles, and Sol picked up a win with the beautiful Soul Snatcher. And the post-match, Blair Davenport, who injured her previously, comes out to attack Sol, nails her with the knee. I'm so down for this feud. We know that Sol can wrestle, she can entertain with the matches that she has, amazing gymnastic moves, but I think this storyline will take her to the next level. I'm very satisfied. Backstage, we have Ariana Grace starting her work on turning Gigi Dolin into a lady after picking up a win, although a DQ win against Gigi last week. She gives Gigi this beauty pageant sash with the title Ms. NXT in Training, which I'm just like already loving it so much. I cannot wait to see the before and after of Gigi, the lady. And then we see Kalani arrive in NXT all pissed off about getting jumped by Kiana and Easy last week, putting her hair in a bun ready to fight. And later we see Fallon and Kalani attacking Kiana and Easy backstage for a brawl. I really like this a lot from Kalani. She was another one that was just like very good in the ring, but didn't have much sriracha, the spice, the character seemed very goody. I work very hard type, so I love seeing a bit of a fire here. And oh my god, how the hell did I forget about this amazing, steamy Lash Legend kissing situation with Trick Williams last week while Trick was fighting the whole Metaphor. That was so good. And this week, still Lash is like all hot and buttered thinking about the kiss. And Metaphor was just like, oh, I can't wait to get my hands on him this week. And Lash is like, yeah, after that kiss, I can't wait to put my hands back on him too. And Metaphor was like, damn this horny woman. Lash, her comedy, just so freaking good. Anyway, moving to AEW, Dynamite was so good, you guys. Mercedes Moné is all elite and things are looking very promising already. So Mercedes Moné came out wearing this very cute Christy Vane homage, Oh Canada red and white gear. And this is the Mercedes Moné that I love because after being all goody babyface last week, so inspiring, she came back with some spice. She says she's already done women's evolution, been there, done that, and now she's bringing the global revolution, which makes me think if she's gonna still wrestle in Japan maybe here and there. And she talks about almost career-ending injury that she had, and she still has that unfinished business with Willow. And anybody who messes with her business will get bankrupt because there's price to pay when you mess with Mercedes Moné. I love it. I mean, I know that some of you guys don't really care for her promo style. I love it. I don't know what it is. Just like something just clicks for me. It's just like, something camp about it. Something inside me just loves it. You'll get bankrupt, the Moné, the branding queen, seriously. And right after the promo, lights turn off and we see both TBS champion Julia Hart and Skye Blue emerge to attack Mercedes, but she fights them off pretty quickly. And when they pull out the steel chairs to attack Mercedes, Willow and Statlander, also with chairs in their hands, come out for the save. So Julia and Skye are like, oh, dang it, and disappears into the dark. And when the light came back on, we see Willow contemplating hitting Mercedes with the chair. And Mercedes was like, oh, you're gonna hit me? You're gonna hit me, Willow? And backstage, we see Mercedes Moné officially meet Statlander, thanking her for having her back there. And while Stat was leaving, she accidentally shoulder bumps Mercedes, which I'm like, oh, what is going on here? And as Willow tries to thank Mercedes for last week, Mercedes cuts her off and she's like, you've done enough, like breaking her ankle, right? I love this whole interaction so much. There's so much juiciness, the layers already with Julia and Skye coming for Mercedes Moné, but also Mercedes just absolutely hating Willow for injuring her last year. It's already so good, so complicated. Added to that, the whole Stokely dynamic with Seth and Willow, which took a bit of a backseat lately, but still there. It's really fun. We then had Deonna Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa versus Toni Storm and Mariah May. Big thing that happened in this match really was that Thunder Rosa just like forcefully tagged herself in, with Deonna being like, the Thunder Rosa then gets the corner hip attacked by crazy Toni Storm doing like her posings, but Thunder counters Storm Zero with the jackknife cover, picking up a surprise win from champion, and Deonna looks so not happy. She was just not happy about this win at all, so we'll see where this goes. This was a fun match. I'm satisfied. Do you think we're getting heel Virtuosa? I personally do love heel Virtuosa a lot better, so if that's the way they're going for, I'm all here for it. And Rampage main event, TBS champion Julia Hart and Skye Blue versus Kris Statlander and Willow Nightingale. Dare I say the MVP of this match was Skye Blue? She was carrying this match. Oh my god, the code blue on the announcer table on Willow. Her and Statlander just throwing down bags of thumbtacks, which I freaking personally hate. She then corner powerbomb Statlander into the pile of thumbtacks, and then the sick, disgusting puts handful of thumbtack into Statlander's face and super kicks her face. That was just so freaking disgusting and disturbing. I love it for her, but personally, not my favorite, but I do respect Statlander and Skye for that. She then gets Death Valley drivered into the tables that was outside from the top rope, all the way from the top rope. That was freaking wild. Then Statlander misses 450 on Julia Hart and she taps out to Julia Hart's Heartless, finishing the match. AEW always delivered women's street fight matches, and this was a brutal match. Great showing for Skye Blue. She just looked awesome and really badass here, and Statlander racking up the losses after losses over the weeks. Will this lead her to the dark side with Stokely Hathaway? I'd be so down for it, as you know. Just imagine Mercedes Moné versus Chris Statlander. That match will be so good. I'm very satisfied. Very good week for AEW Women's Division, even without Collision airing. They're giving the time and layers to women's storyline and characters. I'm so here for it. On TNA Impact, we had Ash by Elegance third match against a local competitor, Slizzy Spark. It was basically kind of a similar from her last two matches. I do love how Ash knows how to have fun with herself with this character. She was serving camp with that kiss my hand bit, and at the end she hits Rarefied Air, which is such a cool name for her Swanton Bomb finisher, and she hits it like across the ring all the way to the middle of the ring. That's an impressive distance. And post-match, Ash attacks Sparks, pummeling her, and then she brings out a steel chair to choke her, and as she tried to hit another Rarefied Air with the chair on top this time, Xia Brookside, who ruined her $8,000 dress, had the audacity to come out and try to stop Ash from attacking Sparks more. She should have honestly came out here with like dry cleaning fee. How dare she try to meddle with Ash's business here? Ash then walks away eyeing on Xia. So Xia versus Ash is coming. We're finally getting an actual Ash match in TNA. I'm very here for it. This was fun. I'm very satisfied. We then get the main event, Jordynne Grace versus Tasha Steelz for the Knockouts Championship, and Tasha came here prepared. She came here with the game plan to slay the Juggernaut. I love that she came across a lot stronger than their triple threat match previously, where Jordynne basically ran through both Tasha and Xia. Tasha came prepared to reverse a lot of Jordynne's power moves here. Jordynne was just walking around the ring, carrying around Tasha, but Tasha reversed it with the neck breaker. Tasha then reverses Jordynne's powerbomb with rake to the face and triangle choke, but Jordynne ultimately overpowers Tasha and powerbombs her multiple times. With "This is awesome" chant breaking out, there was a lot of back and forth reversals going on. This chemistry was definitely there, and I love how much of a Trish Stratus fan Tasha is. She goes for both Stratosphere and Stratusfaction, but Jordynne reverses both. Jordynne then stops Tasha's cutter with huge clothesline and finishes her off with Juggernaut Driver for the win. This was a really good match. I'm very satisfied. Jordynne's strong reign continues. I'm really excited to see who can step up to this juggernaut of Jordynne Grace, but at the same time, I know whoever Jordynne wrestles, it's gonna be magic. It's gonna be such a good match. So TNA right now, I think they're still kind of in a building block of like rebuilding the roster, but I'm here for it. Jordynne Grace, I believe in. All right, that is it for this week's Women's Wrestling Weekly. WrestleMania is coming so soon, you guys. I'm very excited for it. And I'm going to be filming the WrestleMania prediction video with Ari and Andrew this week, which will be uploaded really soon. Also, we've got two really big interviews, Mickie James and Mariah May, this weekend. So I'm going to be posting on our community tab if you have any questions or favorite moments. So look out for that too. And to follow me on Instagram, you can find me at DS Shin, and ring the bell DS on Twitter. And I'll see you next time. Bye.